10:15, so I'll go ahead and call the meeting to order. This is a regular Commissioners Court meeting, County of Starr, Monday, April 22nd. I'd like to welcome everyone and thank you all for being here. If everyone, let the record show, we do have quorum, Commissioner Perez being absent. Everyone will please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Do we have any public comments?
No, Your Honor.
None? First item is vendors list. We do have it with us. Any?
Yes, the vendors have been reviewed and I recommend approval.
Second.
And second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is the claims. Ms.
Claims
Evans?
have been reviewed and I recommend for approval as well.
Second.
Moved in second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Before we go with our reports, I do believe we have a couple of presentations. If I'm allowed to, let's go to item number 8. And this is an action item, and it's to approve a proclamation proclaiming May as Mental Health Month, Texas Border Region.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Cassandra Lopez, and I'm here on behalf of Border Region. As many of you all know, May is Mental Health Awareness Month. We are going to have our 10th annual Mental Health Awareness event coming up on Thursday, May the 9th, and that is taking place at the Casey Hall. It is going to be from 3:30 to 5:30 p.m., and we do have the reading of the proclamation. We have food, entertainment, and door prizes, and this is, of course, to spread awareness in regards to mental health. We've been having it for 10 years now, and we always try to make it bigger and better. So this year we are hosting it there at the KC event. And just to recap a little part of the proclamation, towards the bottom, therefore, I, Eloy Vera, Starr County Judge, do hereby proclaim May 2024 as Mental Health Month in the state of Texas. As the Starr County Judge, I also call upon the citizens, government agencies, public and private institutions, businesses, and schools in Starr County to recommit our community to increasing awareness and understanding of mental health, the steps our citizens can take to protect their mental health, and the need of appropriate and accessible services for all people with mental health conditions. Proclaimed on the 22nd day of April 2024.
Second.
I have a motion and a second to approve the proclamation. Discussion. Thank you all for making time to be here.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having
Call
us.
for the vote.
All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Presentation, and this is by Mr. Villarreal, Bobby Villarreal, and this is on the funding for the sick loan.
Good morning, Judge Commissioners.
Morning.
It's nice to see a little bit of rain,
I know.
but it's just a little bit. So, what you have before you is the SIB loan that staff has been working with the city of Roma on the, if you turn to page 1, the state infrastructure bank loan. So this was approved to move forward by the TxDOT at their last meeting. I believe it was in March. At the end of the month, as you know, we do have a local from here, Alex Mead. Thankfully, we finally have a representative on the TxDOT Commission since Ann Richards' days, I guess. We briefly had somebody, but rarely do we have somebody representing us, so that's a good thing for us. But again, this is for the preliminary engineering, design, and environmental work for the restoration of the Roma Ciudad Miguel Alemán International Suspension Bridge for pedestrian access. The loan amount's about 1.695. The interest rate is 3.93%, and the term would be 20 years And we do have the ability to get 3 years of principal deferred, so it'd be interest only for the first few years as the bridge gets, accustomed to making that payment. Now, it can be refinanced at any time, year 1, year 2, right, at any time. That's a good rate. One thing I would note, the pledge collateral, what does that mean? That means it's based on the net revenues of the bridge. So the bridge is paying this debt, not the county taxpayers. This is not pledged by the ad valorem taxes of Starr County. This is only on what's produced at the bridge. And that's the collateral. So again, once this is done, in the future, I guess this study will determine the cost of the construction of the bridge. And at that time, Judge, Commissioners, I believe there's a cost sharing, correct, Judge? Like Mexico takes care of their side, the U.S. or Starr County takes care of their side, and that'll be how it functions. Now going forward, TxDOT, I believe, is willing to do the next part of the loan. I know NAD Bank is out there as well, so that's another option as well. And it could be a combination of both. Could be some grant funding from NAD Bank with a loan from TxDOT, or vice versa. But again, on the time frame, if you notice on the next page, page 2, right now the bridge if you look on the far left side, the bridge approximately after revenues and expenses clears about $1.2 million, $1.3 million a year. And that'll more than, if you look on the yellow column, the coverage ratios that you have there, you'll see that it's covering it 9 times more than what is necessary. So in theory, or not in theory, in practice, TxDOT or any other bank wants to see that you're covering your debt at least 1.25 times. So what that means is if you have a $100 payment, you need to have net income of about $125 to cover that. So kind of like the way we go to the bank locally ourselves. Now this is just for that planning part. We don't know what the final number is going to be on the right-hand side. So in preparation for that, we're trying to give you some capacity to get there. I know you're looking at a rate adjustment on the crossings as well, and that should help as well to mitigate any costs or what maybe the debt payment may be in the future. But again, this is a good start, a good rate for y'all. 3.93 in this environment is a pretty good number right now. Now, as far as timetable of events, if you go to the third page, we're still swapping documents between legal and TxDOT in Austin. Now, our target date would be to come back. TxDOT in Austin needs to review the documents. We're thinking that we would come back probably May 13th for an adoption to go move forward with a loan with Commissioner's Court. But today was just to present you with a plan of finance, tell you what's going on, what happened last month, where we're at today. But that it's probably, if we can get it to May 13th, we'll bring it back. If it takes a little longer, it may be the May 22nd meeting. But again, things are getting pretty close. Just wanted to give you an update. I don't know if you had any questions.
Any questions? I just have a comment, and as Mr. Villarreal said, the money will come from the bridge, and the amount will be 65% the county, 35% the city of Roma, because that's how we share in the profit. So I guess the liability on the loan also falls on the same rate, 65 for us, 35% city of Roma.
Mm-hmm.
This project, I know we've been working on it, Commissioner Garza, since many years, at least 20 years. So we finally got some funding and some traction, and Mexico seems to be willing to do it. So we're very fortunate that we're at this point. Bobby, thank you so much for the work that you all have done.
Thank you, Judge.
Any questions?
This is just a presentation, right?
It's just a presentation, yeah. The loan has been approved, but like you said, they'll come back later for final approval.
Yeah, once they execute documents and are ready to move forward, we'll come back, like I said, May 13th, more or less, and we'll talk to staff to make sure we get the agenda item ready for y'all.
Well, thank you so much for having that time to come down. I don't think we needed a motion to approve that, did we, Bonnie? It was just a presentation. Okay. Do we have anyone else that needs to come before the court at this time? If not, we'll go back to our regular agenda. Our reports, gas department. Well, we have, Ms. Guerra had to leave, Reina had to leave, but, we do have them with us, both the gas and the transfer station. So y'all can review that, and if y'all have any questions, y'all can call her at the office. And then the other report is the auditor's report.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, Commissioners.
Thank you, right?
This is the auditor's report.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do we have a copy of that?
It's a separate one?
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was handed out to us.
Oh, okay.
I've got an extra one over here too. Somebody needs one?
You need one, Commissioner?
Vamos a hand out.
Okay. Good morning. Before you, I have the unaudited monthly report for March 31st, 2024. On page 1, I present the reconciled cash in bank. General funds, $7,340,579. Road and Bridge Fund, $1,588,341. Our payroll clearing account had $579,469 at the end of March 31st. I'll move on to page 2, the budget summary for general fund. Our revenues year-to-date collected, $14,196,008. Page 3 and 4 provide the expenditures for general fund. Year-to-date expenditures, $11,018,763, with an excess of revenues over expenditures of $3,177,245. I'll move on to page 5, the budget summary for Road and Bridge Fund. Total year-to-date revenues, $5,097,768. Year-to-date expenditures, $3,508,896, with an excess of revenues over expenditures of $1,588,871. I'll move on to page 6. Our enterprise funds. International Bridge has a year-to-date revenue of $1,381,989. Year-to-date expenditures, $1,352,582, with an excess of revenues of $29,407. Our gas system year-to-date revenues, $593,371. Year-to-date expenditures, $374,263, with an excess of revenues of $219,107. Transfer station year-to-date collected, $744,143. Expenditures year-to-date, $846,790, with an excess of expenditures of $102,647. Our debt service has a total year-to-date revenues, $887,718. Total expenditures, $49,910, with excess revenues of $847,808. Special Revenue Fund, American Rescue Plan Act, has a remaining budget of $4,300,674. I'll move on to the last page. Page 7 provides debt summary for as of March 31st. We have a total debt outstanding, $4,503,480. If there's any questions,
One question, Ms. Alanis, and
Yes.
that'd be on the debt, the last page, the road and bridge certificates of obligation.
mhm.
And I guess this was the one that we just did. We borrowed 2.4 million, and yet we owe 3.3,
That one's including the interest.
but we don't know the interest right now.
And not at the moment, but this is like, I guess, total running balance.
So the other outstanding balance, do they include the interest?
Yes.
Okay, I find that a little misleading because, you know, if we were to pay them off, something happened and we pay them off right now, it would be less than this.
Yes, sir.
Because we don't pay the interest.
Mhm.
I think, and again, you're the auditor, but what should be shown is how much we owe today.
Yes.
Not how much we're gonna owe 10 years from now. Again,
Mhm.
that would make it a lot easier for me to follow
Okay.
than future debt.
hmm I guess it's kind of like, I was just maybe for budgeting purposes and for budgeting the interest along the way,
Uh-huh.
I kind of like had that in there.
Okay.
hmm
Any other question, comment?
No? All right, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Any other report? If not, moving on to item number 9, this is to get the approval from the court to have an auction to sell off some of our obsolete equipment and surplus equipment that we have. I guess we need, if it's okay with you all, an approval and maybe a possible date where you all
What's the
can
possible
decide.
date you want to do?
I'm sorry?
What date are you looking for?
I don't know, Reina took off, but I guess right now, if we can just get it approved, and then she'll get with you to see when it's convenient for you all to, for
I'll
the
do some movement.
Second.
move and second to have an auction, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next item is what Mr. Villarreal talked about a little while ago, and this is increasing on the tolls at the bridge. If y'all like, we can table that until we come out of executive session. I believe we have some information on that, on the tolls of our neighboring bridges, yeah, but,
Okay, do you need a motion to table or we just,
yeah, can we go ahead and, well, I'll just skip over that and we'll come back after executive session. Moving on to item number 11, this is the contract that we have with South Texas College, and I see Ms. Benavides is here today. I left that information on my desk. Cynthia, can you get, I left some papers there on. We met with personnel from, I guess, finances from South Texas College, and they were concerned about the rate that we charge them for collections for their taxes. And it was a little surprising to me too. I didn't realize where we were. I got it. Yeah, that one. Thank you. You all have it in your packet also, but they came back, apparently they're paying us more than they pay Hidalgo County on a percent rate. They pay us 3.5%, and by statute, they should go no more than 2%. So, you know, however, there's two different type of taxes that we collect. One is the ad valorem taxes, and the other one is the delinquent tax. On the delinquent, there's no number that we need to stay below. So I told him, you know, which is called the redemption tax. So they went back and, you know, my, I guess, argument, for lack of a better word, with them was Hidalgo and Starr are very different. Hidalgo has taxpayers that come in and pay on millions of dollars, where we have a lot of mom and pop that come and pay on a few thousand. So for us to collect 100,000 of taxes, take an enormous amount of accounts, where Hidalgo, they can collect it in one.
Correct.
So that's the reason they can afford to charge less. And they agreed, you know, they agreed. So, what they came back with, and you have in your packet, there's three proposals, scenarios. They have, well, two. They have a current, they have scenario 1 and scenario 2. The current, they pay us 3.5% for the collection rate and 5% on the redemption rate. And there are two scenarios, there's one going down to 2%, which by statute, that's where it's at. Scenario 1, and having a 6.66% on the redemption, and it would go, right now they're paying us about 212,000, it will go to 140,000. Scenario 2 is going both 2 and 2, which, I mean, that's not, it's not feasible, because they go lower on both of them, and that's 115. What I wanted to present to the court and see if it's okay with you, if we go back and say, well, a scenario 3, where we would go to 2% on collections and a 9% on redemption, and that would bring us to $156,000 instead of the 212. So we meet somewhere in the middle, and they seem to be okay with it, but we need to put that in writing.
What's the difference, Judge?
The redemption is on the delinquent tax.
Yes, but
Right now, they pay us 212. By going to what I'm proposing, it will go to 156. So they would save about 56,000. That's how much we would lose, but I think it's a fair thing, because it brings us closer to what Hidalgo, the ratios with Hidalgo. Yet they're paying us a little more than they pay Hidalgo on redemption, so, I mean, it's a give and take, and like I told them, South Texas College has been a tremendous partner and benefit to Starr County, and we want to work with them. But at the same time, we have an obligation to our taxpayers to generate, as much as we can for our taxpayers. So this is just a proposal that I thought would be fair, but it's up to you.
Your Honor, but on the delinquent taxes, we don't, the county doesn't get any share of it, we go to the attorneys, right?
Well, no, see, the attorneys get their fee.
Right.
The 10%, whatever it is that they charge, 15%, I don't recall. That's theirs. But let's say they collect, I'm delinquent, $10,000, and they collect it. From those $10,000, they pay us 9%.
Oh, okay.
And then the rest goes to South Texas College. That's what I'm proposing.
Yeah, but here at the county level, for the collection of the delinquent taxes,
Yeah,
those, what they collect is 50% of the delinquency, but that goes automatically to the
To them.
attorneys, right?
to them.
So we don't get revenue.
Well, not from the 15%. That's their fee. But again, the same.
Oh, okay,
same
now I got
example.
you, yeah, I got you, okay.
Yeah,
Because they charge you 15% above what they're delinquent.
Yeah, that goes to them.
Okay.
So you're recommending a scenario 3, am I correct? With a 2%?
Correct.
And
Yeah. Yeah, and a 9%,
on the redemption.
right.
I do so move, Your Honor, as presented by yourself, for scenario 3.
I'll take it.
Okay, I have a motion, a second. Again, this I'll present to them. They have to take it to their board for their approval, and then see if it's
And we have to amend it again, we can.
okay. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 12 is an action item, and this is a contract between the County of Starr and Marianne Perales. This is the breath test services. They're going up on their fees. They were charging us 10,000, now they want 15,000, and I was hesitant about that. But I was informed by Armandina that this is what DPS uses when they get someone and they suspect that they're intoxicated. They have to use this company, and according to the literature that she sent, they're the only qualified providers in the four-county region, which is the Valley. So it's 15,000 annually that we would be paying. So I guess we don't have much of a choice.
Your Honor, but at one point in time, we discussed that it could be done in-house, no? By
Yes,
our
yes,
personnel.
and we do. You know, when we do our own personnel testing, yeah, it's done in-house. We don't use them. This is only DPS uses it.
Yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. So why are we on no contract with this lady when we have, that they're doing it in-house?
Okay, because we don't have personnel. Let's say, for example, some evening or early in the morning, 2:00 in the morning, they need to be tested. We don't have it, everyone's at home. We cannot have someone on call 24 hours. So that's where this person comes in. They come in and they test at whatever hour DPS needs.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
And we were paying 10?
We were paying 10, it went up to 15, 5,000.
Everything's going up.
Yeah, I mean, it's not anything that's gonna make us or break us, but, like Commissioner Pena says, everything's going up. I do have a motion, a second. Any further discussion? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 13 and 14 and 15 are, something else. 13 is an action item, is to approve the consolidation of precincts for the Republican runoff.
Yes, hi, good morning, Judge and Commissioners. There's going to be a runoff, a Republican runoff on May 28th. And this is, I wanted to notice, to consolidate the precincts, to notify the registered voters of precinct 1, 2, 4, and 13 that their precincts have been consolidated with precinct 1 in the Starr County Courthouse. Registered voters from precinct 6, 7, and 11 to be consolidated to precinct 6, and for them to vote in the Roma Community Center. Voters, registered voters from precinct 8, 9, and 14 to be consolidated with precinct 8 and vote in El Cenizo Park building. And then registered voters from 3, 5, 10, and 12 to be consolidated to precinct 10 and vote at La Rosita Public Library. And
Where
this,
those in precinct 8 and 9, where are they gonna go?
El Cenizo Park building on May 28th. I believe I sent a notice for approval like 2 weeks ago. I haven't gotten a reply back, but I have the letter here. It's for May 28th. It's just election day.
Just election day?
Yes, and it's just
Okay.
for the Republican runoff. There's one position, U.S. Representative, place 28 or something like that. Lázaro and Furman are going to have a runoff in Starr County, so it's just that one thing. So I feel that we don't need to have all the precincts open, so I want to consolidate for election day and just have those 4 voting precincts.
And that'll save us some money too.
Yes, yes.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And then item 14 is to approve the notice of election for the Republican runoff.
Second.
Moved and second. All in favor, please, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 15, City of La Grulla is going to have a special election, and they want us to,
Yes, They have contacted, they want the election administrator to run their special election. This contract will state, well, like all the contracts we have, we would be doing all the services for them. I am asking for a 10,000 what is it called? So a startup of 10,000 for that. It should cost around 18,000 roughly. We still haven't specified a timeline yet, but right now, if we get this approved, I'm thinking July would be their special election.
Second.
Moved and second to approve, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I think that's it for elections. It is now 10:47, and pursuant to section, I'm sorry?
16, 17, 18.
19 and 20.
Morning, everyone.
Yeah,
Ten
because, items 16, 17, 18, I think we can take them all
All the way to 20, sir.
together.
19 and 22.
Yeah, this is for fiber optic. Please identify yourself for the record, sir.
My name is Roman Salinas. I'm here to represent Frontier and Housley Communications. We're the general contractor for Frontier.
And you're asking for a permit to lay the
Fiber optic cable, sir. Yes, sir.
fiber optic
Just to
into the
work.
different areas.
There has already been construction done. All we're asking for permission is just to go ahead and use our previous services to attach our new services.
Commissioners aware?
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. This would be all 16 through 20.
16 to 20.
And this is just to connect what you have already laid?
Yes, sir. We've already laid cable. We're just gonna put, get rid of the obsolete, the old cable, and replace with new cable. But still using the same infrastructure.
Any other questions? All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Item 21, it's an action item, and is to approve a donation for Precinct 4 Food Pantry.
Motion.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 22 through 30 are budget amendments.
Mr. Sterling, order.
Motion to approve.
Second.
Moved and second to approve. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 31 is a budget correction. So it's
Yes, that one is in order as well.
Welcome.
Second.
moved and second. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. How I do it, but we can go into executive session. Under section 551.074 and 551.072, we will go into executive session to discuss order of salaries, hours of operation for the county, possible GSA offer in the Roma Bridge, Port of Entry, and real estate property for CVP. We're back in open session. First item we discussed in executive session was order of salaries.
Motion to approve, Your Honor.
Second.
Moved and second to approve order of salaries as presented. Discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. The next thing was hours of operation. No action was needed. That was more informational. And the discussion on the GSA offer to Roma Port of Entry, I guess if the court would authorize me to go ahead and counter the offer that they made with what was discussed in executive session.
Motion to allow County Judge Rivera to enter into discussions on the possible sale of our Board of Entry in Roma.
Second.
Moved and second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. And the property also that the CBP wants to purchase, or they offered along the river for the wall, it's 1.715 acres. I guess on that one, if you all could authorize me to negotiate that.
Approve the offer.
The offer, okay. Is that a motion?
There's a motion. Second.
Motion second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye. Opposed? Motion carries. But I had to look one item.
11.
The fees.
10.
Oh, okay, yes, on item 10, if I may, let's go back to item 10. And what I'm going to propose is to increase the tolls at the Roma port, at the, to be more in line with our neighboring bridges. Most of our neighboring bridges have the non-commercial rates at $4. We're at $3.50. So I'm suggesting that we increase that to $4. And also on the trucks, the 3 axles, we're at 13. Most everyone else is around $14, $15. So I'm saying, suggesting increasing that to 15. And the 4 axles, we're at 15, where everyone else is an average of $18 to $19. I'm suggesting we go to $17. This will generate approximately $350,000 in revenue for the town.
To be effective.
To be effective June the 1st.
The motion is to approve effective June 1st. Is there a second?
Second.
Second, discussion. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Motion second. All in favor, please, aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.